All right, guys, the Warriors just played a very dominant game out there, and this team is starting to look like a legitimate team. They beat the San Antonio Spurs by a final score of 121-99, and it really wasn't close at all. For the Warriors, James Wiseman had probably his best game of his career so far. 20 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, and a bunch of highlight plays out there. Stephen Curry had 26 points. He was the leading scorer. Wiggins with 18 and Oubre with 16. So those guys are obviously, the players that are in the starting lineup. So it's good to see them play well. Draymond Green had 9 points, and we saw a lot of the bench come out because the Warriors, for the most part, were up by a lot. The Spurs did not play good basketball. Their defense crumbled most of the game. LaMarcus Aldridge only had 4 points, and he was someone that the announcers were talking about as, not playing to the highest as he should have been. DeJounte Murray had 22 points, Keldon Johnson with 12, DeMar DeRozan with 15. And I just want to emphasize on Oubre just how good he was playing. Oubre, I've said this time and time again, Oubre had things to improve on, and he still does. But he's shown that he can step up to the role. Obviously the Warriors don't have Klay Thompson. They need someone to fill in that role, and they did so very, very nicely. Damian Lee, Pascal, Kevon Looney came all off the bench, Kent Bazemore, and they all scored. The Warriors, they're not a favorite right now, but you got to remember, the Warriors beat the Lakers last game. They beat the Spurs, who, had previously beaten the Lakers. So the Warriors are showing that in the West, obviously the season is still young, but they still have this potential. They were wearing, I guess one thing to note, they were wearing their Oakland jerseys, so I got that. And I'd argue that helped them win. I think, they were playing in style, and it's just a nice jersey. I think it's the best jersey in the NBA. But, on a different note, I think the Warriors, if they can just keep up the scoring, this defense, the Spurs lacked their defense out there tonight. Just giving the Warriors free points. The Warriors really marketed off free throws. The Warriors had so many free throws. DeMar DeRozan had 3 fouls coming out of the gate. Early in the first quarter, DeMar DeRozan had 3. So the final score was 121-99. And like I said, their defense has been stellar. I think had they played the starting lineup more of the game, they would have either had more points or held the Spurs to less scoring. But I'm not complaining with a 22-point win, and it's good to rest the starters. It's good to see those guys out there. Having a blowout is fun. Like I said, they will play the New York Knicks next game, which it could be a challenge. The Knicks defense this year has been really good, and the pairing of RJ Barrett and Julius Randle has really worked. But we will see. The Knicks, they held the Celtics to a pretty decent amount, and we will see, and I will have a recap on that for you guys. But Warriors tonight, they showed that they are a good team. I wouldn't call anything too early. I'm not saying they're necessarily gonna, even make the playoffs yet. The NBA is that crazy, especially the Western Conference. But what I am saying is, by the way they looked out there 2 nights ago and tonight, the Warriors have some sort of chance, whether it be, making it to the playoffs, accomplishing something, or getting a good winning record. So thank you guys so much for watching, and go Warriors.